What up, Marsh Pod? We're recording this Friday morning. The championship game is set. Beasts, Southeast, defense reigns supreme. We'll get to it. We'll look at last night's games. Let's go. All right, what just an incredible moments. Southeast Select returning to the championship game in a really great matchup against Asia Pacific. Hats off to APAC, but we're getting, at least from that side of the bracket, and both sides, the team that we wanted to be there. Southeast Select, number one team in the league. They have one of the best defenses in the league. They give up the second fewest points, the second lowest opponent field goal percentage, and this is the proof you need to know that defense matters in SimWorld Hoops, because the number one and the number two defenses are playing on Saturday for a championship. That's what it comes down to. That's exactly what we're getting. That's great. Let's look real quick at the other games, or the two games from last night. How did Southeast Select win? They won because of Terrell Pearson. Pearson was unstoppable. There was no answer from Asia Pacific on what to do with him. They put Victor Soto on Trey Turner. That worked for about 3.5 quarters, as it typically does. Turner then got red hot in the fourth. They didn't have anybody else. Kai Newby couldn't do it. Sung-Jin Park couldn't do it. Jacoby Reyes couldn't do it. They had nobody who could slow down Terrell Pearson in this game. 27 points in 12 minutes. He was good, not great in the first two games of the Race to One. He was phenomenal last night. That's why they won this game. Pearson is as Jamal Crawford as you're going to find in SimWorld Hoops. And it was on display. 1 assist last night. Yeah, good game from Gabe Pope. Biggest moment from Pope was the steal with about 2 minutes left. It was a 2-point game. He got the steal and the layup, and then he scored the next time down to make it a 6-point game, I believe. That's what decided it in terms of like the logistics of it. But Turner getting hot and Pearson. Look, I continue to say Trey Turner needs to play more minutes. He played 22 minutes. He got more minutes were allocated to Keandre Baldridge last night than Trey Turner. He's played the same amount of minutes as Shake Travis, Kadarius Stack, and Gabe Pope. The only reason Southeast Select is winning games is because in the 12 minutes that Terrell Pearson is out there, he had 27 points. That's it. Yeah, I'm going to keep saying I would play Trey Turner more. I'm not saying he's a 30-minute per game guy at this level. I'm not. But I would like him at 26. But the fact of the matter is Brad Lee has got a backup point guard that when he is cooking is incredible, and that's what rises them up and keeps them alive. Real quick, let's go Beasts. Why did they win? They won because they had phenomenal defense on the perimeter in forcing other guys to beat them. Yeah, Kamari Ward had a really great game, but if I know I'm getting 17 points from Kamari Ward on 12 shots, that means it's 12 shots that are not going to DJ Wagner, and I'm okay with that. And this continues to be Wagner's forte. Good, not great numbers. We thought maybe we were getting that in the round one when he scored 34. Not so much. 7 of 13. I'd like to see that be much higher. Overall, offensively, not a terrible game from the Originators. Their bigs didn't do much. We didn't even see some people on that roster that you would expect to. They didn't even play Jace Daniel. Jace Daniel had been, I thought, one of their better guys off the bench. He didn't even get a minute of action. They got tough minutes from Kevin Sullivan. Maverick Jackson-Jones wasn't good. And look, Victorious Ilgauskas, 1 of 8. When he plays against good bigs, he's not really always up to the task, and he was not last night. But a great game from Fareed Redmond, a phenomenal game from Levin Cutler. And they're going to need them. So if we switch ahead, right, let's look at the championship game. They're going to need them. That's the story of this game, is that Cutler and Redmond have to be great. And they played earlier. The two teams, Southeast and Beast, played earlier in the season. Levin Cutler in that game was great. 25 points, 7 boards. Fareed Redmond was mediocre. 11 points, 19 minutes, 4 of 8 shooting. Wasn't really overly impactful. So as you look at this game, it's going to be decided in 2 different avenues. Shocking, I know. The inside and the outside. On the inside, Levin Cutler, I don't know that there's a debate anymore, and I'm aware that I was not necessarily leading the charge for this moniker to be given to him, but he might be the second best big in the league. He had a phenomenal game, as we just said, against Originators, They need him to play well. If Levin Cutler is not elite, if he's not Tyson Simpson good, Beasts of the East aren't winning this game. So they need him to be good on the offensive end, and they need him to anchor the defensive end. In that game, earlier in the season, he had no blocks against Southeast Select back when they played in I think it was June 1st. He's going to have to impact the game on that side of the ball, and he's going to have to force misses, which he did a phenomenal job of in that game. This is not going to be high scoring, okay? This is going to be a low scoring basketball game. It's going to be the two best defenses in the league going toe-to-toe. And Levin Cutler's impact to this game, along with No Kearney, who had one block in that game, 4 points in 28 minutes at team high back in June, those two have to deter the paint. That's where Pearson gets, right? Pearson had 27 last night. Vast majority of those came from inside the paint. What he does is he's fast as all as hell, and he gets inside. And if he continues to get those runs going and Kearney and Cutler aren't there to stop him, it's going to be a long night. On the outside, you've got to find a way to stop him with one of your defenders. I don't know if that's Fareed Redmond stuck on him. I don't know if you decide to use, Kasim Porter, Leonidas Wright, Cuddy Hugs and Kisses. I don't know. But you've got to put somebody on him when he's on there to not be a matchbook of scoring when he's on the floor. Meanwhile, where are you going to put Gabe Pope? Because Gabe Pope was a big part of Fareed Redmond not necessarily getting rolling in that first game, and the same reason you could be said with Kasim Porter, 14 minutes, 7 points, 3 of 8 shooting in that first matchup. Gabe Pope is going to decide this thing as well. He was awesome last night on both ends. He got going early, kind of faded a little bit, and then finished it off. Is he an awesome scorer? No, he's not. But is he an awesome defender? You bet. If he's able to slow this perimeter look of Beasts of the East, then this is a Southeast Select win. Because Cutler is great, but he can't carry a team, and we saw that in that loss earlier in the season. I know it was a 4-point loss, but it's still a loss, and it's still a game in which down the stretch we didn't see Beasts of the East dominate. Southeast Select was able to lock up the perimeter. If Fareed Redmond is locked up by Gabe Pope, advantage Southeast Select. And the last piece, what does Trey Turner do? Right? Trey Turner, this is how the graph of Trey goes. First quarter, awesome. Second quarter, barely plays. Third quarter, quiet. Fourth quarter, get out his way. He's shooting and he's scoring. That's exactly what happened last night. He again went nuts in the fourth quarter, and that's what got this team over the top. Something has to change on that front if you're Beasts of the East to win this game. And again, these are two teams that match up as squarely as you can possibly get on the defensive end. They are both defensive stalwarts. Defense wins championship. Defense is going to win a championship. But if you let Trey Turner get open, whether that's being guarded by Redmond, Porter Jr., Isaiah James, whoever's got that responsibility, in the fourth quarter, if he gets an ounce of space, it's over. So you have to be selling out, and even last night, they were selling out with Victor Soto on him, and it didn't matter. They have to figure out a way. Maybe it's double-teaming him on the catch, switching off-ball screens for him, which then just potentially creates mismatches inside. But look, Southeast Select isn't a great defensive or offensive team with bigs. Stack Jr.'s good. Warnick's fine, but they're not. Cantor Baldridge is fine, but they're not a talented interior scoring team. You have to try to make them, if you're Beast of the East, do that. Prediction, you know what? I'm not going to do one because we're just going to get crap on it. So I'm just looking forward to a close game, and I could not be more excited. Southeast Select has a chance now to win after making it last season to the championship game. Beast of the East and Coach Drayton, who, again, not on the top 5 ballot getters. I don't care how many games he coached. For Coach of the Year, he's proving that was a mistake. I think it might be inarguable the best coach if he's at least making the claim for it, because the guy on the opposite side of the court has an equal claim. Coach Bradley, 2 straight championship games, yet we don't want to talk about him compared to Coach Bilardi. We give Coach of the Years to Coach Murray, and everybody, myself included, said Alyssa Dodge was the best coach. Yet 2 years in, Coach Lee has been to 2 championship games. Weird how that works, ain't it? All right. Thank you for tuning in. We will be back on Saturday. You're going to hear me on the broadcast. Going to be awesome. And then we're back on Monday to recap it all. Have a great weekend.